We are descending into an alien world right now. A world not light years away, but hidden right here on our very own planet. In this explainer, we're plunging headfirst into the abyss to uncover an ecosystem of pure, unadulterated terror and wonder. And look, what we're about to explore isn't science fiction. These 20 terrifying discoveries are fresh. They were just brought to light by advanced underwater robot expeditions conducted in 2026. This cutting-edge tech has finally allowed us to pull back the pitch-black curtain of the deep sea. Just picture this for a second. Imagine diving deeper into the ocean than Mount Everest is tall. Down there, sunlight is completely erased. The temperature hovers mercilessly just above freezing. And the pressure? It is so unimaginably intense that it would easily crush a solid steel submarine like a tin can. Yet this utterly hostile environment is far from empty. Let's start our descent into the abyss, exploring the upper layers of the deep sea. Okay, let's dive into this. We're kicking things off at number 20 with the barrelet fish. Get this, its head is completely transparent. That literally allows its bright green eyes to rotate upward straight through its own skull, just to spot the faint silhouettes of prey above. And contrasting that, at number 19 is the vampire squid. When it's threatened, it unfurls these web-like arms lined with spines, which triggers this brilliant, dazzling display of blue bioluminescent lights. It's an incredible visual defense in the creeping darkness. Moving even deeper, we run into two vastly different predators. At number 18, we have the goblin shark, which is literally a 100-million-year-old living fossil. It has this terrifying, extendable jaw that shoots forward in mere milliseconds to snatch its prey. But then you compare that ancient, rapid striking tactic to number 17, the black dragonfish. This thing relies on pure invisibility. Its skin absorbs almost all incoming light, making it the ultimate invisible ambush predator, complete with enormous, jagged teeth. And then there's number 16, the fang-tooth fish. This predator possesses the largest teeth relative to body size of any fish on Earth. I mean, its teeth are so monstrously huge that it physically cannot close its own mouth. To avoid impaling its own brain, its fangs actually slide into specially evolved sockets inside its skull. It's just pure biological horror. We are now entering the Twilight Zone, the Twilight Hunters, where survival means capitalizing on every scarce opportunity. It's a bizarre mix down here. At number 15, we have this surprisingly adorable Dumbo octopus, just gracefully gliding across the seafloor using these ear-like fins. But right beside it is number 14, the giant phantom jellyfish. This sprawling terror stretches over 10 meters long. It doesn't even have normal tentacles. Instead, it uses massive ribbon-like arms to just engulf whatever crosses its path in the dark. And this brilliantly illustrates the extreme lengths deep-sea predators go to ensure they never miss a meal when food is scarce. Take number 13, the frilled shark. It's a prehistoric serpent that's barely changed in 80 million years, packed with 300 needle-like teeth to swallow prey whole. And right next to it is number 12, the pelican eel. This thing has a jaw that can unhinge and stretch wider than its entire body, all just to swallow shockingly large prey in a world where a meal is incredibly rare. The gruesome reality of the ocean floor is really on full display here. Number 11, the giant isopod, is basically a pill bug the size of a house cat. It survives by scavenging dead whales, and it can go years without a single meal. Then we have number 10, the legendary anglerfish. We all know it lures prey into its terrifying jaws with a glowing appendage. But you know what's even stranger? The tiny males permanently attach themselves to the females, eventually dissolving into their bodies in this bizarre parasitic mating ritual. Coming in at number 9, we find the absolute perfect stealth assassin of the deep, the snaggletooth fish. This creature is built entirely for the hunt. It has permanently protruding, oversized teeth and a super sleek body designed for absolute silent movement. It slips through the water without making a sound, locking down its prey with lightning-fast strikes before they even realize they're being hunted. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the hard science of survival. Number 8, the deep-sea hatchetfish, uses a mind-blowing tactic called counter-illumination. By using glowing organs and mirror-like scales, it perfectly matches the faint, scattered light filtering down from the surface. It literally erases its own shadow, vanishing entirely from any predators lurking below.
Giants of the dark. We are officially entering the domain of the deep's most legendary leviathans.
The scale of these creatures is just staggering. At number 7 is the giant squid. For centuries, this was literally a sea monster of myth, but now we know these 12-meter-long elusive giants are very, very real. But hey, don't discount the small guys. Contrast that giant with number 6, the cookie-cutter shark. It's barely half a meter long, but this terrifying little predator has teeth so specialized that it carves perfect circular plugs of flesh out of whales, dolphins, and incredibly, even the rubber sonar domes of nuclear submarines.
Masters of extreme survival. We've reached depths where the environment itself is a killer, and just existing is a biological miracle.
Survival down here is all about conserving your precious energy. At number 5, we have the sea pig. It gently searches the mud for microscopic food using tiny tube feet, somehow withstanding the crushing pressure. Now, compare that gentle scavenging to number 4, the brutal Pacific football fish. This thing just floats in the pitch black like a spiked naval mine. It uses a huge mouth and razor-sharp teeth to launch incredibly violent ambush attacks the very second its glowing lure attracts a victim. Let's move to and see how this builds the tension, focusing on the bizarre physical adaptations required to withstand this crushing pressure. At number 3, the tripod fish stands completely motionless for hours on 3 long fins facing into ocean currents, just waiting for food to drift right into its mouth. And at number 2, the blog sculpin. It relies on a highly gelatinous body to survive a physical pressure that would instantly turn any surface animal into dust. Earth's final frontier, the absolute deepest, darkest trenches on the planet. 8,000 meters down. I want you to really let that number sink in. The sheer isolation is unimaginable. The pressure at this depth is over 800 times greater than what you and I feel standing on the surface. And yet, there is a king of this abyss. So the crucial point is how our number 1 discovery managed this. The Mariana snailfish looks entirely unassuming, but its soft, transparent body and utterly unique cellular chemistry allow it to thrive where almost no other vertebrate can even exist. It has quietly and masterfully conquered the absolute most hostile, punishing environment on the face of the Earth. Every new robotic expedition reveals creatures more incredible than the last, and it leaves us with this profound, really humbling realization. We have explored less of our own oceans than the surface of the moon. The vast, vast majority of this alien world remains completely untouched and unseen. Which brings us to a final, lingering thought to wrap up this explainer. If these 20 extraordinary creatures are just the ones we've managed to find in the tiny fraction of the abyss we've actually explored, what other terrifying monsters are still waiting to be discovered beneath the waves? Keep your curiosity deep, and we'll see you on the next adventure.